don't want to be hitting the ball with your hand. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? The sort of bat's down here.
Yeah.
So it almost would need to take that into account in a sense, I would have said. Because it's not always this that you're going to sort of hit the ball with. It's sort of something that's this much longer below it. But how that works, I don't sort of know. But do you know what I mean? Because, but then you could have a real bat, but if the sensor's still in the handle and not at the bottom of the bat where you're supposed to hit the ball.
So the way it's working is it knows the sensor's in your hand, but it is imagining this.
Right.
bat.
Okay.
So,
fine.
But the trouble is you can't really feel the bat, so it's very hard to. It feels like it's hitting that bit rather than this bit.
Well, sort of, but I think with the domestic one certainly, that actually as a coaching game and a timing game,
It's a good game.
it works because, as I was sort of saying, I mean, you could do it with a bat handle and you could use two hands or you could use one hand, but it's light enough to be able to play like that. And, you know, people use that method, don't they, in terms of practicing. They'll use one hand because it means you can keep the ball down, you've got absolute control of sort of what you're doing. So in that
You
sense,
should be able to play every shot
with
just
your
the
left
top
hand.
The bottom is just steadying.
But it's in terms of the sweep shot. Well, I'm pull the computer off to this. Because guys will get down and play it like that. The grip's sort of slightly different. However, if you rotate your hand a little bit, it's still sort of possible.
But that's exactly where if you had a £3 bat and the end of that's what, 2.5 feet further down.
Yeah.
You'd actually feel the resistance, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The inertia of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think? I think it might be useful to try with the inertia of the bat, even if it's just strapping for the moment. What do you think?
Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Give it a go. I'm just going to give the international one a bit more.
I couldn't get it, Andy. My power. Okay.
And is that your normal stance?
Yeah.
It is really, yeah. It's a bit weird, but. No, I hit that, didn't I, over there? Oh, over there.
The visuals.
If you've got a bat at home, it would be worth. I know we've sort of done it, but it's such a sort of distinctive. It will often hit the bat and they'll gather it and almost.
You've got the sound of the bat moving along the ground as well.
Yeah, and which is sort of quite important because if I'm batting in an international match, quite a lot of people sort of get down and play sweep shots they'll hear, so they might get that noise actually, but their handle's off the floor and they'll get bowled under here, whereas it's quite important to have a bat right down, which is what I was saying about the sort of fingers on the floor, because then you just do that, but to be there, and then doing it, because also, what's quite difficult, one of the popular shots in a way, is that if someone bowls fast at you, you don't necessarily have to smack it over there or over there. You can almost put your bat here, and it will still make a reasonably distinctive donk, and then run off there, and you know you've played the shot you sort of want it to. Whereas at the minute, I might play that shot, I suppose, and I'm struggling to pick up where it's gone, but I might be being a bit impatient in terms of waiting to hear sort of on the clock face, because it will probably say 5 o'clock or something like that if I played the right shot. So that I might just be being, but it's just the noise would make a difference, I think, in people perceiving its accuracy. If you see what I mean? I think people without the sort of noise might struggle to find the similarity strong enough. It's interesting because, or I find it interesting because, like I was saying, the domestic game actually I thought would be more difficult.
Well, if you don't look at the screen, you'll.
But it feels a bit more replicable for some reason, and I think standing up and looking straight, everything seems to, in terms of the direction of the ball, for some reason I seem to be able to judge it better, and it is quite also, and it's difficult to work it out because I'm not really batting with the international game, I'm not batting with the domestic game, but I'm more comfortable doing So the shape of everything,
You hit that pretty
and I
straight.
can see that it could be a brilliant sort of coaching tool to young people. Sort of say, right, we'll set it up like you were saying, Dave, outside of stuff, and they just get in the habit of listening,
Next side,
playing the right shot, and
Sorry?
making the right
Next side,
shape
2 o'clock.
at home and all that sort of thing.
Next time.
With the international game,
Yeah.
and it may just be me, I mean, I'll do it, but I'd get someone to have a go at it who's a far better batsman than I am. But I finding it for some reason harder to recognise whether I've been successful or not successful, I suppose, out of the feeling of
Where do you
it.
think that went from?
But
Sorry?
so you might be, you just have to wait and listen for where the ball's gone.
Yeah.
No one's applauding my international shots, where they did it. But yeah, but it's excellent.
Do you think you could use this with youngsters?
Yeah.
Would you? Is it something you now think, if I could set it up with that group, then this is something that would really enhance?
I think, if I'm honest, it's a game where if they can have it, they can practice on their own.
Yeah.
And the big challenge to kids with a vision impairment in practicing is if you haven't got a supportive mum, dad or brother or sister, you're stuffed. Whereas if you can see and you can join your local football club or cricket club, and there's lots of football or cricket going on everywhere. Whereas I think, to be honest, in terms of being a coach, I'd be very happy to do the things in the session, finish a session, say, look, you can have this, you can buy this, you can do whatever, however it will work. This is a game designed for you, but if you set it up in such and such a way, we've worked on this shot, and you're almost giving them homework that makes them better. Because you can say, right, we'll set it so that it's offside, drive this wing, and just keep practicing it. And it's perfect for that sense in a way. And I think with blind cricket, in terms of the international game, they meet up once a month and they go somewhere, they go home. Some will train because they're motivated, some might not train as much, and it's difficult because they might live somewhere where it's difficult. Whereas if you set this up, a lot of sport and being good at sport is learning, the right skill to do it, do things the right way, and then you reinforce them. And you just, Tiger Woods became brilliant at golf, brilliant example in this current climate, but he became brilliant at golf because he did it millions and millions of times. And so if you create an environment where people can do something millions and millions of times, they'll become better, and it's but they'll also enjoy doing it.